All right, are we ready for day number 7 of Understanding ACEs? More ways that we can help children experience positive childhood experiences is early childhood education programs. I know I myself taught in both the early Head Start and Head Start programs, as well as working in schools in a mental health division, and helping with them understanding healthy relationships and healthy parenting skills. There are programs available to guide families with help with finances and financial strategies. ACEs question number 7. Did your mother or stepmother often or very often experience being pushed, grabbed, slapped, or having something thrown at her? Or sometimes, often, or very often kicked, bitten, hit with something hard, or hit with a fist? Or ever repeatedly hit over at least a few minutes, or ever threatened with a gun or knife? I know question number 7 carries a lot of weight for me because it wasn't my mom that was at the receiving end of violence, but my dad. My mom attempted in a drunken stupor on Valium as well to stab my dad with a butcher knife. Luckily, he was able to grab a chair and stop that attack. Also, and this is a little PS to this particular question, I know ACEs is from 0 to 18, but when I was 21, I was involved in a bank robbery where a gun was held to my head and my coworker was stabbed 3 times with a hunting knife. They did not catch the assailants, and 3 months later they would return to our main office where I had just switched, and only this time the assailant who had held the gun to my head would pull the trigger and murder my coworker. I had run from the back of the bank and came face to face with a second armed assailant who pointed his Luger at me, but the gun misfired and my life was yet again spared. My 19-year-old sister had just asked to go on break, and the young lady who was killed was the one that took her place. From that experience, I really started to have severe panic attacks right after that second bank robbery, and I had to choose between imminent death — I did not know his gun was misfiring — and probable death because he was to my right and the other gunman was to my left, having a shootout with the police officers in a parking lot, and I had to choose to run towards gunfire. There was a highway in front of me and a house behind me, so those were my only 2 escape options. So I ended up having a fear of being trapped in open spaces. Yeah, that was a lot to deal with in EMDR.
Terry Kemphouse has kept up with the trial as well. When Mills hauled up the first Ohio branch in Bond Hill in February, he held a gun to her head.
And just the fact that I know he won't be out there behind me in the car or out there, watching me come to work. I mean, I think that's going to be just the biggest relief of all. And at that point, he came around in front of the copier, and I noticed he had a gun. And at that point, he put the gun to my left temple. I licked his mask. I guess he had pulled it back down as he walked me around, but I saw him, and just out of being startled, I looked up, and he looked down at me, and I got a direct image of his face. I mean, I saw him dead on.